the updated top 100 rankings from MLB Pipeline, the Orioles have 6 prospects inside the top 55.
That's absurd.
It's absurdly good.
Yeah. And they, what is it? Since the middle of 2021, they've been number 1. So I think it was said the first time ever that a team has been number 1 5 updates in a row. Which, that's ridiculous.
Well, and it helps when you consistently have the number 1 prospect in baseball, which the Orioles have had for a while. They had it with Adley Rutschman for a little while. They had it with Gunnar Henderson. And now they have it with Jackson Holliday, who remains the number 1 prospect in baseball according to the top 100, beating out guys like Paul Skeens and Dylan Cruz, who are inside the top 5, I believe. They're definitely inside the top 10. Jackson Holliday remains at number 1 because, in case you haven't noticed, he is 19, playing in Double-A Bowie, hitting .380.
Here's a question I want to ask you.
Yeah.
The hype around Jackson has gotten so large that I feel as if we are getting close to his father turning from 4-time All-Star Matt Holliday to
Jackson Holliday's dad.
And I want to know, how close do you think we are to that?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Yeah.
I will say, if you've been following along on the artist formerly known as Twitter.com, you've seen a lot of videos of Ethan Holliday, who is the number 1 prospect in the 2025 class, who just played in a tournament full of the class of 2024 and won MVP. So I think once Ethan Holliday inevitably also becomes the number 1 prospect in baseball, then maybe we get into that category of maybe putting Matt, but he's still Matt Holliday.
He's 4-time All-Star Matt Holliday.
Excellent big league career Matt Holliday.
Yeah, fantastic player.
We're not there yet, but Jackson Holliday looks like he is maybe on his way to being a potential 4-time All-Star. OPS over 1,000 in Bowie right now. It's laughable. Most of the guys in Double-A Bowie, most of the pitchers that he is facing are somewhere in the 22 to 25-year-old range. He is 19, and he's hitting .380. I don't know what else to say about Jackson Holliday.
I mean, he is so good that it just kind of leaves you speechless because there are no words to describe the kind of rise that he's been on. I mean, the guy is just ridiculous, and it starts to beg the question. He said his goal was to get to Double-A. Now he's killing Double-A.
I mean, he might be in AAA by the end of the year.
Yeah. That's what I was leading on to. At what point does the organization say, all right, we're getting close to the end of the year. Why not just a couple games? Why not just a couple games?
In the majors.
Yeah. I don't know about that.
No. Jackson Holliday is unbelievable. He's the best prospect in baseball. I don't really think there's a question about it. Outside of Holliday in the Orioles organization, you have Colton Cowser, who maintains his previous ranking at number 14 in the top 100. Colton Cowser struggled a little bit in the majors. If you've been following Colton Cowser for a while, as we have, obviously, I don't think this was the most surprising thing in the world, because Cowser tends to be a bit of a slower starter once he gets promoted to a new level. He's done this at pretty much every level he's been to, which is understandable because you take a pretty sizable jump in talent from level to level, especially from AAA to the big leagues. So Colton Cowser, I am not worried about at all. It's going to take him some time to adjust to the big leagues. I wouldn't be surprised if we see him back on the big league roster this year, especially once rosters expand to 28 for the playoffs. I wouldn't be surprised if he is the position player that the Orioles call up. And I also wouldn't be surprised if he cracks the opening day roster next year and shows a ton of improvement after another offseason. He's still really young. He's still one of the first players from his draft class to even reach the majors. So I am not worried about Colton Cowser in any way, shape, or form. I think the number 14 ranking in baseball is still very fair for somebody with a 5-tool ceiling.
I feel like he's just got to see one go in.
Yeah.
He's just got to go down there, rake a little bit more, be that guy once again, and then have that confidence to go back up and do it at the major league level. Like you said, struggles a little bit every time he makes the jump. I think he'll be totally fine. I'm not worried about him at all.
No. Colton Cowser comes in at number 14. After him, you have a few risers in the top 100. First one being Heston Kjerstad, who is number 25 in the top 100 rankings, demolishing AAA.
Yeah.
It did not take him very long to prove that he was AAA material. He only spent about, I think, 45 games in Bowie, was mashing there. He's been better in Norfolk. He's hitting close to 330. OPS right around 950. I mean, Heston Kjerstad has gone from, you aren't really sure what you're going to get from him this year. Obviously has been a little bit slower coming back, understandably so. The Orioles want to monitor him, make sure that he's all right. And then he comes into this offseason, is a full go, and, wins the MVP of the Arizona Fall League. Great in Bowie, great in Norfolk, and has now worked his way into a potential major league call-up conversation.
I mean, I feel like we've been there for a little while. I mean, this guy has been mashing at every single level. I mean, there's been almost no point in which he hasn't been tearing the cover off the ball. When we were around the trade deadline and we were talking about potential trades here, there, and everywhere, other teams' fans on the Bird app, formerly the Bird app,
right,
were saying Heston Kjerstad's the guy we want if you're going to take our ace. Kind of thing. Because I feel like from the outside looking in, he's the guy in the Orioles farm system that is potentially, from, again, an outside looking in perspective, could make an immediate impact right away just because he mashes. And
he does.
The fact that Colton Cowser and Jordan Westbrook got up before him is just a testament to the system.
Right.
There's so many good players in it. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, Kjerstad is a bit of a free swinger, but the free swinging has worked. Yeah. It's not often you say this guy's a free swinger and he's also hitting 330, but that's just the case right now. Ryan O'Hearn has not had his best month. He's still been fantastic overall. He's been a great addition for the Orioles this year. If Ryan O'Hearn continues to struggle a little bit, I think we could potentially see Heston Kjerstad get called up as that, same kind of role, the platoon left-handed first baseman, corner outfield type of player. I think Heston Kjerstad is right on Ryan O'Hearn's heels